bestrobo.in, your favorite robotic and electronics store in India.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. Today in this section we learn about a color sensor. It is mainly used in order to detect various colors depending on their wavelength. So this is how a color sensor will look like, as you can see here. So a color sensor is a type of a photoelectric sensor which mainly emits a light from the transmitter and then detects the light reflected back from the detection of the object with the receiver. So depending on the received light, it is going to interpret what is the color of that object. So a color sensor can detect the received light intensity for red, blue, green and respectively, so making it possible to determine the color of the target object. In this way it can determine the color of any object, like it will first transmit the light and based on the reflected light, that is the reflected light whatever the coming from any object, it will receive and it will interpret based on the intensity of the light or what is the color of that object. So there are mainly two types of color sensors. One illuminates the object with a broad wavelength light and differentiate the three types of colors in the receiver. So other type of illuminates the objects with the three types of light, like a red, blue and green independently. In both these scenarios also the received light intensity of red, blue, green and are detected and the ratio of light received is calculated. So it mainly detects these three types, these three colors, that is red, blue and green. So if the light is containing red, blue and green wavelength, means it is as shown in the object, as you can see in the figure here. The only if it is the object is of red type, means only the red light will be reflected back. Like that it is going to know like what is the object of that particular, what is the color of that particular object. So as you can see here, the sensor will sends all the three red, green and blue wavelength transmits after it hitting the object. So it is whatever the color of that object, that will be only reflected back. So based on the reflected light what it receives the sensor, so if it is a red, means it will detects as a red. Like that, based on what is the wavelength of the light, it is going to determine the color of the object. So what are the features of this color sensor? Meet it works on a like voltage between 2.7 to 5.5 volts. Generally will provide a 5 volts DC supply for the sensor. So it has a size of 28.4 into 24.8.4 millimeter, and the interface is a digital transistor to transistor logic, that is TTL interface is there. It has a high resolution conversion of light intensity to frequency. It is a programmable color and a full scale output frequency. It directly communicates with a microcontroller. So these are the different features of this color sensor. Next we will see what are the different pins present in this color sensor. As you can see here, it mainly has 8 pins. One is VCC, or you can call it as VDD. This is in order to provide the power supply. Next we have output, in order to see the output. Then you have photodiode filter type selection types, that is S3 and S2. These two pins were mainly used for photodiode or filter type selection. One here two more pins in the side, as you can see S0 and S1. They are mainly used for frequency scaling selection pins. Next what we have is the output enable pin and a ground pin. So ground we have to connect to ground. So these are the different pins present in this color sensor. So next we will see what exactly this each pin will do, or what exactly we are using these pins. So ground pin we have to connect to the ground. Then output enable pin, that is in order to enable the output frequency, we generally it will be like active low. So next we have out, that is in order to send the output frequency. Then S0 and S1, which is mainly used for output frequency scaling pins. Next we have S2 and S3, that is a photodiode type selection pins in order to select the photodiode, and VDD or VCC, that is in order to provide the required power supply for the sensors. So these are the different pins present in this color sensor. So what are the application of this color sensor? So you can use this in a color detection and color identification applications, are used in image processing and digital signal processing, in object identification, used in true color recognition. It also distinguishes between different shades of colors. Textile industries, in automotive industries, food industries, printing industries, in pharmaceutical industries, you can use this color sensor. In process controlling, production and quality assurance, in controls, and also stores and evaluates the visible colors. So mainly for the color detection identification purpose, you can make use of this color sensors. So next we will see how to interface this color sensor with Arduino Uno microcontroller. So as you can see, I have shown the different pins present in this color sensor. So supply we have to connect it. I have connected VCC to a 5-volt supply of Arduino Uno microcontroller. Ground we have to connect to ground pin. Next, the different output pins and all the S0, S1, S2, S3, all the 4 pins have connected to different pins. As you can see here, all the digital pins. In this way you can connect this color sensor with Arduino Uno microcontroller. So next this is the sample code in order to read the different color sensor. So as you can see, S0 I have connected to pin number 4 of Arduino Uno microcontroller, S1 to pin number 5, S2 to 6 and S3 to pin number 7. These are the digital pins, and all the output pin of that is frequency pin have connected to pin number 8 of Arduino Uno microcontroller. So after making all the connection, we will write this code. This is the sample code. Depending on the particular project, you can change this code. So after dumping this code, this the module will detect the what is the color of the object when we place any object near to the color sensor. In this way, you can make use of this color sensor in order to detect a color. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you.